The little boy was hit and killed by a car on the spot, but 4 days after his burial, his body mysteriously reappeared in his home. The sheriff thought the boy's mother was too grief-stricken and had dug up his body, but looking at the muddy footprints on the ground and the boy's torn and bloody fingers, the coroner on the scene believed the corpse might have climbed out of the grave on its own. Just as the two were arguing, they noticed in horror that a cup on the table had been knocked over, staring at the motionless boy. The terrified sheriff quickly stepped outside. By the next day, the boy's classmate came to his yard. The classmate tapped on the window pane. The corpse actually turned its head. That day, a woman was washing vegetables in the kitchen when she suddenly heard a strange sound coming from the drain. Puzzled, she leaned down to listen carefully. It sounded like someone was whispering inside. Just then, her husband returned home from work. He asked why she hadn't started cooking, so the woman told him what had just happened. But after listening intently in the kitchen for a long time, the husband heard no whispers. He thought it was noise from the neighbors renovating. After calming his wife with a few words, he went back to the room and fell asleep. But in the middle of the night, the wife got up to use the bathroom, and the husband was awakened by a loud banging on the wall. Furious, he grabbed a shoe by the bed and slammed it against the wall, demanding the noise stop immediately. Finally, he couldn't take it anymore. He went to the neighbor's house to confront them, but after ringing the doorbell repeatedly, there was no response. So he returned to his room, planning to go back to sleep. But then he heard it again. The banging seemed to be coming from his own bathroom. He rushed to the bathroom, only to be utterly horrified by what he saw. His wife was floating in the air, slamming against the wall. He could only watch helplessly as she died. The next day, he was arrested as a suspect. But the person sent to interrogate him was a supernatural investigations expert, flanked by an assistant and a coroner. The expert showed him a series of photos, all depicting gruesome cases from recent years. The deaths were identical to what happened to the man's wife. They had investigated for a long time, but ultimately hit a dead end every time. The expert hoped to find clues from him,